Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tremendous day for both the administrations of SPES and CASA as we prepare to select the next 12 astronauts. It's our great joy to welcome you here today to the Kerbal Draft. I am the administrator of CASA, Admiral Radish, joined here by the administrator of SPES, Grateful Deadbeat. Deadbeat, it's great to have you here today. Now, this is, of course, an opportunity for us to pick the brightest and the best, the Kerbals who will represent our second ever class of astronauts. As we go into the selection process today, how are you feeling about the crew of recruits that you've seen so far?
Potentially the best we have ever seen. No putting shade on our previous recruits, but these are the top of the notch people. These are not those who were crazy enough to come when we first called to send people in space, but they are the ones who knew their talents could be useful after they have seen that there are those who have made it to space and back, knowing it could be them next.
Now, you've already announced your selection of possible recruits. Hey. That includes the fact that you've already announced you'll be taking, it looks like, 1 scientist, 3 engineers, and 2 pilots. What motivated that decision?
So we here at SPES are truly focused on the infrastructure and general welfare of our Kerbals at the Collaborative Space Station, the Moon Station, and other places that we are going to be sending our Kerbals. So we are focused mostly on engineering aspects, and we are going to need our engineers to be top-notch, well-trained, very daring Kerbals so that they may go to the surface of new bodies, go to these beautiful stations we have set up, and perform the repairs that we need.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Now, us here at CASA, we've announced that we will not be taking any scientists. We'll be taking 3 pilots and 3 engineers from today's crop of recruits for much the same reason, in preparation for the next year of orbital infrastructure and orbital construction. Now, before we begin any of the festivities and go over the list of recruits, we must take a moment, of course, to remember those who we've lost along the way. And so I would like to take a moment, of course, to remember our lost compatriot, Giuseppe Kermano. Rest in peace, Giuseppe Kermano. Forever remembered, and forever in our hearts. We will always remember you, Giuseppe Kermano, and we wish you could have been here with us. But for now, it's time for us to begin the Kerbal Draft. It's always, of course, appropriate for us to go over first the current list of astronauts that we have in each of the organizations. We'll begin with CASA. The CASA astronauts that you see in front of you represent many of the brightest and the best of our current Kerbals. They've been the first in space, the first to perform many test aircraft flights, as well as some of the first members of the Collaborative Space Station. These Kerbonauts are, of course, my pride and joy here, and we're very pleased to be offering up a batch of new recruits to join them on their next set of missions. We also have, of course, the current SPES astronauts. Adela and Kenrick.
Absolutely. An amazing, truly daring set of Kerbals. These are some amazing Kerbals that have gone to the surface of the moon. They have performed the first EVAs, the construction of the collaborative space station, and who knows, maybe some of them will be among those that will be sent to Mars in November.
Just a spectacular batch of current astronauts. But today is, of course, about not the current astronauts, but the candidates. Here in front of you, the 48 astronauts up for possible selection during the draft today. We're very pleased to be announcing a selection of 12 of these. We'll be taking approximately 5 from the first column, 6 from the second column, and 1 from the third column during the course of today's draft. Things looking very exciting so far, as we're getting prepared in just a minute to spin the wheel to determine who will be taking the first pick of the Kerbal draft. For information about how the draft will be proceeding today, the goal is that we will spin the wheel to determine who takes the first pick. And then from there, we'll be taking 1 pick, 2 picks, 2 picks, 2 picks, 2 picks, and then finally the 12th selection, a single pick, will represent the full selection process today. They're working on getting everything configured for the wheel spin, which will allow us to determine who takes the very first pick. There are no limits on selection on category, no limits in selection on which group you must take first. The only choice, you must follow along with the limits you placed on yourself, and you only have 6 choices. And with that, I believe we're ready to begin. We'll start the selection process now with the spin of the wheel. The best way to show the spin of the wheel, we have taken it and divided it up into approximately 12 segments. Those 12 segments here we go. Those 12 segments, half of them in the name of Grateful Deadbeat, half of them in the name of yours truly. That should be showing up any second now. There we go. We can see the wheel is now up. Deadbeat, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Excellent stuff. We are here to spin the wheel. Looking here, everything appears to be configured correctly. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in this case, 10 segments on the wheel, half dedicated to yourself, half dedicated to myself. We'll be spinning the wheel for the purpose of selecting the first pick. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Yes, may the best director
May the best
win.
director win. Let's begin. And Mr. Deadbeat, you will be taking the first selection.
Absolutely. And today, our first round pick goes to a Frenchman. He's a linotype engineer. He's a master engineer in precision engineering. And his name is Antoine
And
Kerbal.
that is the announcement here coming from Spez. The very first pick will be the engineer, Antoine Kerbal. Antoine Kerbal, from France, a linotype engineer, former linotype engineer, a master in precision engineering. A great announcement from the director of Spez Grateful Deadbeat, the first pick, Antoine Kerbal. That is Antoine Kerbal.
Yes, we look forward to working with him. We have many amazing projects that we know are going to require said precision machining. And we do know that he will be the man for the job.
So that first pick today, Antoine Kerbal. The second pick from CASA, we will be selecting the pilot, John Klen. The pilot, John Klen. We're expecting that his master statesmanship and steely demeanor will be a great cultural fit for our organization. So that second pick today, John Klen. Deadbeat, please take your second pick.
All right. Our next pick is the pilot, Gordon Cooper.
Excellent. A great selection. Gordon Cooper. Famously one of the strongest pilot selections, according to Draft Scouts. Did an excellent job in the simulator. Gordon Cooper. And the next pick from CASA as well. Pick number 4 overall will be the pilot, Sunita Killiams. That's the pilot, Sunita Killiams for CASA.
Very good. Very
Excellent
good.
stuff so far. Now
it has come to my attention that he will be the only scientist drafted today. This was a very careful pick. There were quite a few good candidates. It was a long tie between two amazing scientists. But today we are confirming we are taking Vincenzo Germano.
Vincenzo Germano, the only scientist who will be selected today. Vincenzo Germano has been selected as the sole scientist to be picked today. Yeah, not a lot of surprise there. The brother of memorialized astronaut Giuseppe Germano, Vincenzo is an equally capable and competent scientist astronaut who will be a great fit to any agency. We'll be very excited to see his first rotation to the collaborative space station in the coming months and years. And with that, we will announce the 6th pick and the halfway mark Of the Kerbal draft, from the engineer list, we at CASA have elected to select Rakesh Karma, the engineer. Rakesh Karma, the engineer for CASA. Planning a lot of exciting orbital development, space plane work, and potential work on satellite infrastructure for Rakesh Karma. That will be the 6th pick in today's draft, Rakesh Karma. And at the halfway mark, Deadbeat, how are you feeling so far about the selections?
No, I'm feeling pretty good. I do have to say, not our next pick, but coming up was Rakesh Karma. He was on our list here that we were looking for, so a small upset, but not a first or second round, so we're feeling good still. How about you?
All good so far. I'm very excited for the second half of picks. We've already taken 2 of the pilots, 1 more pilot, 2 more engineers. You've taken the lone scientist for today. So a lot of heavy pulling still to do from that middle column. And with that, go ahead and take your 7th pick.
Well, absolutely. The 7th pick in the draft, our 4th pick of the day, goes to Valery Kukovsky.
Valery Kukovsky. A great selection. The pilot, Valery Kukovsky. Pick number 7. And correct, the 4th pick today from Spez. And for the 8th pick today from CASA, we will be selecting the engineer, Robert Kerbeam. That is the engineer, Robert Kerbeam. We'll work on pulling all of the current picks up on the screen now.
Kukovsky.
Now here so far, as we move into the remaining 4 picks, instead of picks 7 and 7, picks 11 and 12, now moving into pick 9. Grateful Deadbeat, please make your selection.
Yes, and with Rakesh out of the lineup, we will be taking Leland Kelvin.
Leland Kelvin, the engineer, considered by draft scouts to be a close friend of Robert Kerbeam. There's some indication that they may have shared a dorm at the draft training camp. So that selection, Leland Kelvin for Spez, the engineer. And the next pick, the final pilot selection today for CASA, we will be taking Peggy Kitson of the United States. Peggy Kitson, a famed stick and rudder pilot, well known for having rock solid, steady hands, and nerves of steel. Peggy Kitson for CASA. Now, Deadbeat, you only have 1 selection left. How are you feeling about it?
We're feeling pretty good. We are looking at the list. We are very excited at the Kerbals we have chosen. But finally, to announce the last round pick for Spez, we are going to be picking Alexander Kirst, the engineer from Germany.
Alexander Kirst from Germany as the final selection. And that leaves on the board for us here at CASA just a single pick left, coming from the engineer column. We'll be taking Paolo Caspoli. Paolo Caspoli, the engineer, as the 12th and final pick today here in the Kerbal draft. We can see those picks now up on the screen, the final list in front of you. Once again, Etwan Kurdlu, John Klen, Gordon Cooper, Sunita Killiams, Vincenzo Kermano, Rakesh Karma, Valerie Kaikovsky, Robert Kirby, Leland Kelvin, Peggy Kitson, Alexander Kirst, and Paolo Caspoli. These 12 Kerbals now represent the next 6 selections for each agency, now representing the second class of Kerbals drafted here in Kerbal Real-Time. Each one of their names will, of course, be etched forever into our website to indicate their new position here amongst the stars. Incredible stuff so far. Today, Deadbeat, the selections well-rounded, representing a broad variety of Kerbals. The two of us dressed up in dapper suits so far. How are you feeling about the selections, and what are your immediate plans for your Kerbal cruise?
Absolutely. So, we do have some plans at this time. We have been getting together our individual rosters for our upcoming missions, including all of the way to the Mars mission upcoming in November. Now, we do know, for some shorter missions, Vincenzo Kermano, Gordon Cooper, and Etwan Kurdlu will be heading to the collaborative space station in quite the near future. It may not even be a CAPS launch. That will be potentially a SPES launch. And it will be primarily to get these guys all experienced up, acclimated to the weightlessness of microgravity, and in general, getting them in top shape to go to the moon or even Mars. Now, the Mars crew is still being decided, but it is with some confidence that we could say that maybe one of these Kerbals are going to be going to the surface of Mars or one of its moons.
Yes, and that's that transit planned for later this year. In November?
Yes, in November. So November for us is going to be roughly a whole month of sending things to Mars. It's not just going to be the Kerbals. We're going to be sending rovers. We're going to be sending reconnaissance probes. We're going to be sending small autonomous landers or mining rigs potentially. We have many plans for Mars, as it will be the only time in the next 2.7 years. There will be 2.7 years after November until we can send another thing back to Mars. So, plans must be made. Everything must be squared away before we get to November. And we can assure you that it will be an incredible journey for our Kerbals.
Looking at the calendar, there's a crew transfer plan for the collaborative space station upcoming, as well as discussions on Uranus and Venus missions. Have you yet selected any crew members to go to the collaborative space station next?
We do know that whether it be a CAPS mission or just an exclusive SPES mission, we would prefer that Gordon Cooper be the pilot to make the next flight to the space station.
That is first announcement here. Gordon Cooper, likely selected to make the next space station flight. That representing the next use of the Leo capsule.
11
days. 11 days. Correct. No.
That will be Leo crew mission 4. And it will potentially be also bringing up an expansion part for proper internal vehicle access around the collaborative space station.
Incredible. Just incredible stuff. What about the Uranus probe? What are your thoughts? You already have probes that you've designed going to Saturn, to Pluto, to Mars.
Yes.
What's next?
Of course. So for Uranus, we do know that it will take a significantly less amount of time than getting to, say, Neptune, but not as little time as it's going to take to get to, say, Jupiter. But we do know that there might be a chance we can send something so little that we could get into orbit, though there is not many features there that we would truly care to find. It would be nice to have a permanent craft around Uranus, but ultimately I think what I want, what you want, what the taxpayers want, is to send another high-speed bullet that is covered in stickers given to us by the community.
Something a bit more thoughtful, then.
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting. And lastly, what about the scrubbed Gazella moon rover?
Yeah, so there is quite a bit of internal affairs going on at Spez. There's many things on the cooking pot, as one would say, but currently, in the game, in real life, there is a significant amount of things going on for me as the director of Spez, so there has been quite a bit of a hiatus for the agency. We will be coming back soon with full force in what could be some very fun launches, some fun maneuvers coming up soon. Always check the calendar.
Excellent stuff. Well, here we go. We have them now announced, and we can clearly say we have the next 12 Kerbal astronauts. A great group. Absolutely no complaints here from my perspective as the director of CASA. How about yourself?
No complaints at all. These will make fine additions to our missions. And these submissions have been absolutely incredible for us. So, are there any missions that you are thinking for sending your new recruits
Absolutely. Here at CASA, we're rapidly in the development of a reusable spaceplane. That's, of course, been the focus of our key test pilot, Dudgery Crib, who has been pushing away nonstop, endlessly, in trying to get that through testing. So, a reusable spaceplane on the horizon. That will allow us to undertake mass batch testing of low-level experience for our new batch of Kerbonauts. Of course, with mass testing and large-scale crewed flight, redundancy and safety is key, and so as part of Dudgery Crib's thorough test flight regimen, that is one of the main focuses. Of course, working on replacing the now aging Deep Space Network system. That system put in place before any of our interplanetary missions had launched, as well as working on the first comm network follow-up mission for our Kronos probe, which is currently on its way to Pluto.
Absolutely.
Exciting things in the works at both agencies. And today, the success of our previous astronauts and the hope of our future astronauts on full display. But for this week, this is all that is currently planned. The Kerbal draft done and complete, and 12 new astronauts selected. Any final words today, Deadbeat?
All of these Kerbals that we have selected have been vetted. They know the risks of the Kraken. They have signed the waivers. And their lives are entirely in not our hands, but the Kraken.
They fear no spaghettification. Excellent stuff. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and thank you all for participating in this year's Kerbal Draft. We'll be getting some official material out regarding the 12 astronaut selections here over the course of the next week. Thank you for joining us. I have been Admiral Radish.
And I have been Grateful Dead.
Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.